Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Hitchhike to Hell. 1977. I guess it was released as a television movie in 1983, although it must have been edited. Well, the, uh, the first kill was nude scene. Well, the last three killings are off camera, so it's only the first two where you see the killer in action. Some dude named Howie is delivering laundry around Crescent City, which doesn't make sense to me. It does look like California during the 70s, but there are they name a couple of other towns that either don't exist or they're on the other side of the United States. So I'm confused. But it does have the creepy musical score of the immortal movie Rabid, directed by David Cronenberg and starring the great Marilyn Chambers. It's got that kind of background music, the very same Rabid that came out in 1977 when this was actually filmed. So that's kind of interesting. Then you've got the professor from Gilligan's Island playing the Keystone Cops. His his interaction dialogue with this underling black cop dude reminded me of the two guys in Blood Feast because they're dressed in plain clothes and they look more like detectives rather than cops. So, um, so Howie has this mental disorder after his sister left home. Instead of delivering laundry like he's supposed to, he uses the van to pick up hitchhikers. Uh, and as soon as they start saying that they're runaway and they're ticked off at their parents, he starts twitching his head and adjusting his glasses, holding his head like this, batting his eyelashes. It's and then he rapes and kills the girl. She's completely naked, just laying there in some ditch that he left her in. He throws out her duffel bag or suitcase or whatever, and he calls her Julie, which is the name of his sister. So every victim is Julie now. He thinks he's not murdering some random hitchhiker. He thinks he's murdering his sister somehow. Every single time, which is hard to imagine. But after the second hitchhiker is raped and murdered with the coat hanger around her neck, the Keystone Cops appear. The professor from Gilligan's Island says that it's he after the first killing, he says um, he hopes it isn't another case of like the Zodiac killer in San Francisco or the Skid Row slicer in Los Angeles. And then he mentioned some wacko in Houston. I guess what he meant by that was Dean Cornell. Dean Coral, that guy. And then I guess this Howie guy is loosely based on Edward Kemper, the co-ed killer. He did his killing spree between 1964 to 1973. So that's what this movie's about. And the Keystone Cops, Gilligan's Island professor doesn't know what to do with the coat hanger. Doesn't lead to any clues. He thinks it might be some kind of I don't know. He's just guessing what it might be. He's not really helping or doing anything, which makes sense because he did compare it to the Zodiac killer who was never identified, and he's sort of foreseeing his own ineptitude in this case. And then he brings in a 16-year-old runaway who thinks she's going to make it big in New York City with $4 in change in her pocket. She tries to get the parents to reconcile with their daughter, but they refuse. They don't want her back. And kind of reminds me of a scene from was that Herschel Gordon Lewis movie? I'm trying to think now. Let's see. Dang it, I gotta look this up now. It was called... It's not even on here. I guess it was a collaboration effort with this buddy. Anyways, I can't remember the name of the movie. It was black and white with some blonde youngin' who's screwing around with their cousin. She screams, "I'm a woman!" And pretty entertaining flick. But anyways, I don't know why they didn't just buy her an airplane ticket or something to New York, but they just dump her in the middle of nowhere. And of course, Howie picks her up and promptly leaves her in the ditch. The rape killing was off camera for the third murder. Then some gay guy who's just walking down the street jumps in Howie's van, starts putting the moves on him, and Howie doesn't even realize that he's gay. He's too dumb to figure out that this guy is a girly boy. So he when he finds out that he's also a runaway, he kills him too. I don't know about the rape part. It's off camera. So we never find out if Howie's a bisexual rapist. Because all the killings after the second one are off camera. Then out of nowhere, the scene cuts to some 11-year-old girl who's trying to sleep, but her parents are arguing. The father's mad about the mother paying for something that they couldn't afford or something. They're just yelling at each other. She's crying. She doesn't want to listen to it. The mother comes in the room and says, "Go back to sleep," and then they start yelling at each other again. And she starts crying again. Eventually she runs away to her she's trying to figure out how to get to her grandmother's house, but she's going the wrong direction on the highway. So Howie picks her up and throws her in the dumpster. We don't know what happened in between. We don't know if he's a pedophile, bisexual rapist at this point, because the act of rape only occurred in the first two killings. And so Howie's having problems at work. He's always coming in late. His boss is always threatening to fire him and stuff. The girl that he works with really likes him and is trying to defend him, even though he's completely incompetent. After 6 years, something the owner said something changed in him. And when he goes home, he doesn't eat food after each killing. He only eats when he picks up a good hitchhiker, which only occurs once in this movie. And he loses his appetite. He starts having these cool-looking flashbacks with the creepy rabbit music in the background. And he just drinks AW root beer after each killing for some reason. I guess it's better on his stomach or something. But the ending is incredible. It reminded me of the ending scene with Tony Curtis playing the Boston Strangler, believe it or not. It has that kind of impact, and it's a great ending. This movie really surprised me. Right off the bat, it was entertaining. I don't know why people think it's boring because of the wooden acting, but it does have Gilligan professor, and I thought Howie did a good job acting with this psychosis going on in his brain. That was a pretty powerful performance by Howie, actually. Like I said, it reminded me a lot of Tony Curtis when the Boston Strangler, 1978. Oh, 1968. Excuse me. My mistake. It was 1968. And I thought Tony Curtis should have gotten an Oscar for his role in that movie. It was a lot like Rock Hudson switching gears and doing this psychological terror movie after he had been doing romantic comedies. But anyways, great flick. Highly recommended. Check it out. I forgot to post the links in the description box for the free movie and the trailer, but I'll do that right now. And that's my first review. I'm a little bit behind, but I think I can still squeeze in a couple more. I'm going to watch The Child, 1977, which is a horror flick. Looks pretty good. I knew I was going to like this movie just by reading the description. I don't know if you ever had an experience like that. This Hitchhike to Hell movie. I read the description last night when Adrian was in the chat room typing away, and I knew right then that I was going to like this movie. I didn't think I was going to love it, but yeah, it just really impressed me. It's one of those so bad that it's good type movies. Highly recommended. Check it out later.